Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters, and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. Let's start with our feet underneath our hips in a parallel position, arms come down. We're going to fold the arms up as we bend the knees down and reach the head up. Backs of the hands together, breath in. As we exhale, we straighten the legs and bring the arms down. Let's repeat that a couple of times. Bend the knees, inhaling. Hands go back to back. Exhale, straighten, head comes down. Just trying to drive some energy through us. Bend, lift, stretch, reach back the hands. Exhale, drop, head goes down. Last time, inhale as you lift the arms up, head comes up, back the hands come together. Exhale, let the legs straighten as the head comes down. Good, head comes up. Let's just reach the shoulders up and down, and lift, and down. Reach them up, and down, and up, and down. Bend the knees. Shoulders go forward, and back, and forward, and back, and forward, and back, and forward, and back. Straighten up, hands on hips. We're just going to make the ribs go side, and side, and side, all the way out. Keep going. Brush it out to the side, out, and out. Bend the knees, and we'll go front with that chest, and back, and front, and back. Going to the front, and back, and front, and back. Straighten up, turn to the side, parallel still. Let's reach the arm with our legs straight, reach forward, stretch back, and twist. Hips stay front, reach forward, up and back. And forward, up and back, and forward, up and back. Bring the arm forward, bend the knees, and let's reverse that. Back, up, and front. So the hips stay front, but the torso can twist. And front. Good. Back, up, and front, and back, up, and front. Straighten up. Let's take it to the other side. Straight legs. Hips stay front. Arm forward, up, and back. Let the body twist as much as it can, without the hips twisting to the back. Good. Forward, up and back, and forward, up and back. Bring the arm forward, bend the knees and reverse it back. Keep the hips forward and back, letting the torso twist. Good. Two more. Back and around, and back, and around. Good. Coming back to the other diagonal. Let's bend our knees, stick our butts out, and come upright. So we're going flat back out to that sort of semi-squat, just to get into that flat back. And push out, and come up. Good. And once more, out, and come back. We're going to go back to that position and hold it. Hands embrace your shoulders down. Work through that lower spine, rolling it up. Head drops at the end. Push through the hips, and then head is the last thing that comes up. Just to start to work through that lower spine as we curve it up, push it through, and we go in the opposite direction. Let's take that two more times. Rolling up, head is down. Push through, head is lifted. Roll it up, head is down. Push through, and head is up. Let's come back to that flat back position and go once more into those straights and then flat back. We're not trying to really push too hard, but we're trying to get into holding our abdominals with our backs nice and flat. Good. We have one more. Lift up and go into that flat back and come up. Let's repeat what we did before. So here we go. We're into that flat back. Shoulders are down, elbows are bracing at the knees. Lower back curves up. Maybe the second set through feels a little different. Push through and go into that arch. Again, we'll roll the lower spine up, breathing, and push through and arch. Two more. Roll up through that spine, engaging your abdominals. Push through into a flat back. And last time, roll up through that lower back and push through into that arch. Good. Go back into your flat back. And let's come all the way up and face front. So we're slowly going down from the top of our head down to our feet. just sort of warming things up a little bit, and then we'll get a little more specific. Let's have knees bent, hands on the hips, push to the side and side. So now we're working on the sides of the hips there, into the IT band, and allowing the hips in the pelvic area to really get a little more action and opening up there. And side. Staying in the bent knee position, let's go forward and back. So we're opening up through these ligaments here, and push back, and forward, and back. Good, and forward, and back. Let's come back to an upright position and repeat the whole thing with straight legs. So you'll find that it's a little different when we have the legs straight. Maybe you get a stretch on the inside thigh as well as out to the hip, side of the hip there. Two more, out and out. And we have one more, and out and out. Come back to your upright position, and let's press forward and back. So obviously you're not going to have as big a swing through the hips as when the legs are bent there, but you can still feel the stretch here. And back, and let's take that once more to the front, and back. Good. Let's come upright, rotate out. Now we're going to work down a little bit wider in our legs, so we get a little bit of the inside hip there. So once again, let's cock the hip to the side in the rotate position, and we're really feeling this more than this. Although this gets a bit of a stretch there too. Up and over and push. Good. Torso is counteracting what's happening with the push out to the side so you can stay balanced. And let's repeat that over to the side. Going a little slower because I want you to see if you can deepen this stretch and really get into the inside thigh there. And over. And here's the last one. Reaching out. Good. And come upright. And reach out. And come upright. Good. Let's make our heel toes come in. And we're going to bring our feet right next to each other. Arms coming down so the shoulders are nice and loose. And we're going to work through the feet. So we're going to bend both knees and push through the toe. Toe still's on the floor, so the heel lifts through that right foot and straighten. Other side, push and stretch. And straighten. So now obviously we're working the lower legs and straighten and feet and push and straighten. Let's take that again. Push through the heel and straighten and push through. And we're going to take it one last time. Push it through the heel. Really push. Keeping the knees going out over the toe on the standing leg. Good. And straighten. Let's rotate the legs out so the heels are together. The knees will go out over the toes. And again, arms are down. So we have a bend and press through the heel. And straight. Good. Other side. And straight. So getting a little work in the hips here, as well as in the feet and lower legs. And straight. We have two more sets. Push and straight and push. Once more in each direction. Push and straight and push and straight. Good. Let's come back to a parallel position and let's brush our right foot forward. Now we're going to just be lifting the knee up towards the chest. You can grab it with your hands or you can take a lower position. So you have some stability here with your arms and you're on your standing leg. We're just lifting up and down and lift and down and lift and down and lift and down. Bring that leg back in. Let's take it to the other side. So you're pointing. If you want to, you can hold on to that leg and down. Or you can just leave it up and down. Good. Balancing on that standing leg. And lift and down. Brush it in. We're going to take that rotated position. Here you might want to have your hands on your hips to help you with balance. So we're going to brush that right leg out, get onto the standing leg here, and we're lifting the knee up and down, and up and down. Breathe it up and down, and up and down. Bring that leg in, let's shift, brushing out to the other side. Remember, you're right up on top of that leg, not sinking into the hip, and you're lifting up and down. lift, and down. And it might be a balance challenge here for you. Down, and lift, and down. Bring the leg in, and come back to parallel. Let's open up into a fairly wide parallel position here, and start to use a lot of these different things that we've done. So from here, we're going to bend on the left, point the right, and reach to the diagonal, reaching out. Shift the weight, let the arm swing down, and shift to the other side, pointing that foot, reach, and swing down, and reach, swing down, and reach, swing down. 2 more sets. Reach out, swing down, reach out, good. Last set, reach out, feel that diamond stretch, down, and reach, and down. Good, we're coming up right. Let's get into a little bit more of the whole spine, the whole body. So we're going to go to the edge of our mat. You're in a parallel position, and we're going to roll down through the head. So roll the head down, bending above the waist, going through the lower spine. Bend the knees, push into the crease in the hip in the front, so you're really folding down, and shake that head out. No. Shake the head, yes. Again, shake the head, no. Shoulders are loose. Shake the head, yes. And now, let's roll back up. So we're doing a curve, a cat position with our spine, coming up and lift. Let's take that again. Head rolls down, bend, curving. At some point, shift to the bend knees, feel the hip flexors here, fold, draw the head down. Top of the head is going to swing in a circle, either direction. Letting that head be loose, shoulders are loose. And then stop that and go in the opposite direction. Feeling the lower back get a stretch here as you're folding deeply, increasing the hips. And finish that. And let's roll up. Using abdominals, roll it through the spine, lift, and come up. And we're going to reverse that whole action with our spine and go through the lower back and arch into the cow. So we're going to bend our knees, stick our butts out and our bellies forward. And we're trying to fold over from the crease in the hip there. You can keep your hands right there in that crease. Knees are bent. Trying to get the chest down towards the thighs, drop the head down. We reverse this by lifting the head up and arching up. So it's almost like you're sticking your belly out and your butt out. And then you come to an upright position and realign. Let's take that once more. So we're sticking our butt out, belly goes forward, and we're arching through that spine. Hands are on the hips, you're folding right at the hips, all the way down, drop, head. Head comes up, moving through that arch to come all the way up to an upright position. And here you go. Good. So we've kind of moved through our whole body and sort of warmed all different parts of it up. And let's get a little more specific with some stretches. So we're going to face front. Our legs are underneath our hips. We're going to reach our arms up. We're going to bend the right leg as we reach the right arm up. So you feel the side body stretch. Come up, reverse it, and go to the left. Reach side body stretch. Coming up and over and reach the hip down as the arm comes up. Up and over, hip down, arm up. Repeat, up and over, reach, good, and lift, over to the left, shifting those legs, and once more, reach, up and over, good, and lift, up and over, excellent. Now we're going to shift and go to a diagonal reach there, so our rib cage moves over, but we still have the same action happening through the legs. Up and over, and reach to the left. You may find you're not only stretching through your side body, but you feel more of a stretch through the hip of the leg that stays straight. And 2 more, reaching over, way out there. See if you go a little farther out. And reach, good. And once more, stretch it out, feel that reach. And shift and change and reach. And we're going to repeat this with our legs, but we're going to reach to the side. So you have a reach directly side. And up and over, directly side. How far up can you get there? And breathe in, shift. Good. And up and shift. Good. 2 more sets. Press it out to the side. You can let your upper body follow that arm. Good, once more. And up and over, way out there. And up and over, very nice. Let's bring the arms down, open the legs in that wide parallel position. And now we're going to do the same thing with our legs, but we're going to twist it across. So the left leg is bent as you twist. You're not going to get action in that hip, so we're working through the upper body here. Up, bend, twist, reach. But what we are doing is getting some action through the upper torso area, as well as obviously the legs. Get a little bit of shifting. And here we go, press, reach. And over and reach. Once more in each direction. Press and reach. Good. And up and over and reach. Coming up right. Bend both legs and let's just swing the upper body, keeping the hips still. And notice how far you can twist. We're going to take 2 more in each direction. And twist. And twist. Good. Coming up right. Let's just work with the shoulders again. Let's lift the right shoulder up. Carry it to the front. Drop it down. And back. Up. Front. Down. And back. Up. Front. Down. And back. Lift it up to the front. And down. And back. Other side. Lift up to the front. Drop it down. And back. That first set in each direction might feel a little tight, but as we keep going, you're going to find that you get more range of motion down and back, and lift, and front, and down, and back. Good. Shimmy those shoulders out a little bit, and let's come back to the rib cage. We're going to take the rib cage so that we're going to do a triplet. We're going to go slow at first, so we're going to the side, 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 hold. Side, side, really feel those muscles working. Hold, repeat. Side, 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 and hold. And side, 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 and hold. Let's speed that up. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and hold. 1, 2, just the rib cage, hold. Out, 2, 3, and hold. And 1, 2, 3, and hold. Come back to center, and let's go front, slow, back, front, and hold our triplet, and back with the upper chest, and front, and back, and hold. Repeat it at that tempo, front, and back, and front, and hold, and back, and front, and back, and hold. Neutral, and let's go a little faster, so we have front, back, front, hold, back, front, back. Keep going. Front, back, front, hold, and back, front. Let's do it again. And front, 2, 3, hold, and back, 2, back. Once more. Front, 2, 3, and hold, and back, 2, 3, and hold. Come to neutral position. If you need to adjust your legs a little bit farther in, you can. We're going to do the same thing with our hips. Our knees are bent and they're out over the top. Triplet. 1, 2, 3, and hold. Swing it. Side, 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 and hold. Repeat that. Out, 2, 3, and hold. And side, 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 and faster. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, hold, and side, side, side. Keep going, and 1, 2, 3, hold, and 1, 2. Let's keep going, and go. 1, 2, 3, hold, and 1, 2, 3, and go. 1, 2, 3, hold, and 1, 2, 3, and hold. Neutral, still knees are bent, and we're going to go front, pushing through the hips. We've done this before, but now we're really exaggerating. Back and front and hold. Going to the back and front and back and hold. One more set in each direction. 2, 3, and hold. And go back. 2, 3, and faster. And go front, back, front, hold, and back, front, back, hold, front, and front, hold, back, 2 more sets. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hold it back. 2, 3. Once more. Front, 2, 3. Hold and back. 2, 3, and hold. Come back to a neutral position. Stand up straight. We're going to take circles and with the ribs and the hips, using all of that work that we just did. So let's have our hands on our hips, and we're going to work with the rib cage front, carry it to the side, to the back. So instead of going into those deliberate one point and then the other point, front, back, side, with our ribs, we're trying to smooth it out and take a circle. Here's our third one. And at first it may feel like you don't know what muscles to use to make the ribs work separately from the hips, but you'll get there. And then let's go once more around in that direction, and back, and side. Let's reverse that going in front, and to now the left, and back, and side. Circling to the front, and side, and back, and side. 2 more, front, and side, and back, and side. Going to the front, and side. Let's do one more because I think we did on the other side as well. Front, and side, and back, and side, coming up right. Just notice how it feels through your rib cage and your upper chest. It might feel like there's a little bit more ease in terms of breathing. And let's take this down and repeat the whole thing with our hips. So we're going to go front circle to the side, pushing through all of those directions that we went in. And you notice the upper body is counterbalancing, and you may find you get a little more opening in various places in your hips as we go to the in-between places between front, side, and back, and side. Here we go. And let's do 2 more because we did 5 of those circles with the ribs. Let's do it with our hips. Around. Good. Really stretching out there. It should feel pretty good to take this exercise. What you're doing is opening up any place where you might have been holding some tension. And then we're going to the front. Let's immediately go to the opposite direction. And as you do that, you may discover some more places where you could stretch out some more. Reversing the directions helps to create a different momentum from one side to the other. So you'll find that you are stretching some new areas out. And we're going to take 2 more, all the way around. Good. Yeah. Here we go. And we have 1 more, circling around. Excellent. And come to the front. And then come to neutral position, and let's straighten up. Okay, we're going to go back to one of the exercises we did earlier with the lower back. Now that we've opened up the hips, it may make the back feel a little bit better. So from here, we're going to have our hands on the hips, and we're just going into that flat back. We're just bending over, folding from the hips, and up. And again, fold from the hips, and up. And this time as you go over, you may notice you're getting a little bit of a stretch, or you can get a stretch here in your hamstrings. And over, and up. We're going back over to that position. Here we go. Hands on the knees. We're going to go into that curve, into that cat, head is down, push through the hips, and go into that cow. Good. And cat, and push through, and go into cow, shoulders are down. And you may find that you really feel like you can make this movement a little bit more smoothly because of the work we've just done. And into cow, let's take that once more, curving up, lower back, head goes down, push through, and into the cow. Let's go back to our flat back position and come upright, hands on the hips, and repeat that. Flat, out, and up. And flat out, and come upright. Good. Flat out, and come upright. Last one. Flat out, and come upright. Going back down to that flat position so that we go into the cat and cows. Shifting the hands and curve that back. Really feel it undulating up. Pushing through, and it's the last thing that works. And curve. and drop the head. Breathing, push through and arch. Again, curve, rolling through that spine, push through and arch. Last time, rolling up through that lower back and push through into your cow. Let's go back into that flat back and then fold right over, trying to get the chest onto the thighs there and head is dropped. And let's take a few straightens of the leg. Be gentle. So this is concentrating on the hamstring. Head is loose. Breath in as you bend the knees a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten the legs as far as you can go with ease here. Again, bend. Inhale. Exhale. And straighten. Again, bend. Inhale. Exhale. And straighten. It is loose. And bend. Inhale. Exhale. And straighten. Let's try to just hang here for a moment. Remember, we're folding right from the hips here. And using your hands, we're going to bring the hands a little bit farther forward. We're going to just kind of rock forward, elbows are bent, keeping heels down, and then push back. And the legs stay straight, which may give you more of a stretch in the hamstring. Hips might have gone a little bit farther back behind the heels there. And then rocking forward, hands down, nice and loose. And push back. Hips go to the back. 2 more sets. And rock forward, elbows are bent, weight's going into your hands somewhat. And then you push back, make sure that head is loose. And once more, bending forward. Good. And then exhaling and pressing back. Lengthening through the legs, lengthening through the spine. And then come to your neutral position. Bring the hands back in again. Let's bend our knees and roll up through the spine. All the way up. And let's repeat what we did earlier in class and go to the end of the mat. And we have our feet in a parallel position right underneath the hips. We're going to roll down through our spine. Chin goes down. And notice if it feels any different as you do it this time. Maybe there's a little more space in between the vertebrae, knees bend, drop the heads down, and hang. Shake the head no. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Shake the head yes. And let's roll that up, engaging the abdominals through that lower back as the legs straighten, coming to above the waist position, chin is still down, lift, and come up. Right, repeat that. Rolling the head down, chin goes to the chest, upper body is curving of the waist, and then it gets into the lower back, knees bent, and then emphasis shifts so you're folding at the hips, so the lower back is not being held. Head is down, making that circle with the top of that head. Shoulders are loose. And then come to the end of that circle and repeat it to the opposite direction. Circling. Keeping everything nice and loose in the upper body. Good. Come to the end of that. And here we go. We're rolling up. Engaging the abdominals, coming all the way up to an upright position. Maybe you feel some stretch in some other places and the head comes up. Let's take it to the opposite. Fold over with an arch there. So hands are at your hips to help you know where your hip flexors are. You're going to stick your butt out. Belly goes forward. You're arching down. Knees are bent. Coming through that cow. And then eventually drop the heads down. And we're coming back up with the head leading up. Pushing out. Trying to exaggerate that arch. And then you come to an upright position. You have to come to a straight back. Let's take that once more. Bend the knees, stick the butt out, belly comes forward. Head is the last thing that's going to come down as you move through that arch. Drop the head down, relax the shoulders, and lift. Coming back up. Reach, and coming straight. Good. Okay. Let's go walking towards the end of the mat there. And then we're going to keep our hips in that bend position,
See how far down you can squat. Take your hands, put them behind you, and hopefully gracefully get to the floor here. We're going to straighten the legs out in front of us, and we have our feet pointed. And we're going to take the divine flesh out from underneath our hips. So we're really getting a nice straight back. Arms up. We're going to go into a flat back over our legs. Our legs are parallel, and again, those feet are pointed. So we're going to flex the hands as we go over. We're just going to a flat back. Reach the hands behind, and then come back up. And you're going to notice that the hips, the hip flexors, are really the fulcrum of this fold over. Just starting to think about stretching the hamstrings a little bit more. But in the meantime, we're getting a little bit of folding through that hip so we get the right idea about how we're going to go over the legs. And come up, right? And let's take that once more. Folding over. Reach the hands behind, got to flex through the hands, folding from the hips, and come up. Good. We're going to repeat this exercise with a flex twitch, which will increase some of the stretch there. So make sure that your back is truly straight. Hands. Now we're flexing out through the hands and the feet. We're going into that flat back position. And it might feel like you can't go quite as far over as you did before with the feet flexed. And reach. Pressing out through the heels, keep the spine long, reach the arms behind you, and out through the hands there. Flat back and lift. Good. Breathe in, coming over, exhale into that flat back position. Good. And come up, right? And let's take it one more time. Inhale, exhale, coming over into that flat back. Try not to curve that back. You're really folding from the hips. And come up, right. Good. Let everything relax. Let's beat the thighs a bit, just to break up the monotony of going over. And then we're going to take the legs in and out. And now we're going to take the whole thing all the way over. So again, check that the divine flesh is out from underneath. Feet are pointed, legs are parallel. Arms up. Lift. This time we're going to keep our arms out above our head as we go into the flat back position. And then we're going to slowly fold over to your extent where you can go. If your knees are bent, that's fine. Drop the hands down and then drop the body down. So it's a little bit more intense in terms of where you're feeling this stretch. And let's keep the feet pointed and take a bunch of breaths here, using our breath to help us lower our torso over our legs. So deep breath in. As you exhale, let's make a noise and let the body drop over. Your fingers might come forward a bit. Again, deep breath in. Exhale, noise. And if you can, reach those fingers a little bit farther forward. Head is loose. Deep breath in. Noise, exhale. And once more. Deep breath in. Exhale, noise. And lower. Notice how far down you've gotten. Where do you feel the stretch? Your legs might have started shaking a little bit because they're really opening up and releasing any tightness there. And from here, let's walk our hands up, rolling out through the spine. We can push with our hands against the floor to come to an upright position. And once again, let's beat the thighs on the floor, relax the feet, and then rotate in and out through the hips there. We're going to repeat this with a flex foot, which will increase the stretch. So once again, reset yourself up, divine flesh out, flex the feet, arms up, long spine, lift, breathing in, and going over into that flat back with the arms still front, which will increase the stretch in the hamstring. And then try and lower over, folding from the hip flexors, drop down, and release. Now, because we have flexed feet, this will be more feeling like there's the stretch is coming into the hamstrings there. Although your lower back will still be feeling something. Okay, deep breath in. As we exhale, use the noise. And if you can, inch those fingers farther forward. Lowering the body a little bit more. Deep breath in. Exhale. And lower. Breath in. Exhale, make a noise. And lower. Last time. Deep breath in. Exhale, noise. and lower. See how far down you can get? You're really feeling a nice stretch here, all the way from your heels up through your legs, from the lower back over to the top of the head, and you want that head to be nice and loose. So you're folding and stretching both halves of your body, your upper body and your lower body. And then let's roll up, pushing the hands against the floor to roll through the spine, engaging the abdominals and come upright. Relax the feet, beat the thighs, and then rotate in and out through the hips. Good. Let's come and face front. And we're going to keep our knees bent here, keep the back straight. You can, once again, support yourself with your hands behind you here. And we're going to just bend the knees over to the side. So we're starting to work again through the hips, inside and outside of hips. Come up, keep the back straight, and rock to the other side. This involves the lower back as well. We're going to take this 4 sets. So be nice and easy. You just let the feet roll, keeping this back straight, opening up through the side of the hip and up and over. And you notice the top hip is also getting some work on the inside of the hip there. Good. We have 2 more sets. Up and over. Good. And lift and push it over. And last time, lift, push it over, and lift, and push it over. Good. And then let's come upright. Reset our backs up because we might have sort of slid a little bit. Let's bring our feet together. Backs are straight. Hands are behind. And now we're going to open both legs at the same time. And our heels will touch. And our toes may come off the floor, except for the little toe there. And then come back in again. And open and stretch. Just let it hang there. The knees out. And close. And we have 2 more of these. Opening out, heels lift. My heels are off the floor and sort of resting on my little toes there. And come upright. And once more, open and allow the heels to come together. Kind of pressing the knees out as the heels lift. Good. And come upright. Good. Let's shoot the legs out. Flex the feet. Open them up a little bit. Reset the back. Get the divine flesh out. And we're going to again work with the hip. So our hands are behind and helping us. And we're going to roll that right hip in. So it's kind of like we're rolling inwards. And then come up. And then roll it out. So your torso is going to reflect this. But we're thinking about this hip coming up and over. Good. And up. And opening it out. And up. And over. So this leg is your anchor. And the right leg is the working leg. And open. And let's take that once more. Up. And over. Good. And up. And out. Good. Come to an upright position. Let's shake those legs out. Bring them in. And then again, flex and come back to the same position, resetting the divine flesh. And let's take it to the left. So we're rolling back the left hip in. This first time, it might not be as far as it will be when we finish the 4th set. And open it out. So really feel like it's going open. And if your legs are not completely straight, that's absolutely fine, especially on the leg we're working here. And up and open. You notice by really focusing on the hip here that lots of other parts of your body are moving with it. And so therefore getting a little bit of flexibility work too. Rotate it out, and we have 1 more. And coming in, rotate it in. Let's stretch. And then open and out. Good. Come back to your neutral position. Let's bring the legs together. Relax the feet and shake out once more. We're going to bring the knees in and adjust yourself on your mat if you can move forward. We're going to open up the right leg. And from here, we're going to take the left leg behind us. So we're making sort of these 90-degree angles here. And this hip will be slightly lifted, and we're going to get a little more work in the hip. But we're keeping our back straight, and our focus is more towards that front leg. Our weight's more on that front bent leg. Hand on the hip. We're going to push the hip forward, and it may cause your torso to twist. So now we're opening up that hip flexor even more. And now we're gonna push it and bring it back. So it may feel like this is a wrong position because nobody ever does this, but your hips certainly could and should be doing this from time to time. Push, twist, let that hip go forward. You notice your lower back maybe getting a little bit of action there. And push the hip back and open. Let's take 2 more of those. Really nice push through, really feeling everything that happens there because the hip is leading. And come back. You may feel it in your legs. You may feel it in your back. You may feel it in your torso. And last time, coming forward, press and reach. Good. And coming back, press all the way back to the back of the room there. Excellent. As far as you can go. And come to your neutral position. Let's swing this leg around. Put both legs upright. And let's take it to the other side. So we're dropping this leg down. And then we're folding this leg behind it again. Make sure that your 90-degree angles in your legs are truly 90 degrees. That's the way it works best for you. So your weight's more on that front knee, and your hands can go right on the hip here. Other hand is supporting you. And we're pushing now this hip forward, and you can feel that the upper body gets a little push by the hips to move to the side, and then the hips come back. And it causes the torso to go in the opposite direction. Remember, this is the first time we've gone in this position here, and it might feel kind of strange and a little worrisome, but it's okay. Your hips will be all right. And press, and coming forward. Twisting, backs are as straight as you can make them be as they twist. They're not curved over. And hip comes back, feeling that nice smoothing out of the action of the hips. Pushing forward, using your breath. Usually you want to really breathe deeply as you exercise. And then come back and coming all the way around. Let's take that last one. Really pushing through the hip, and notice how much more ease there is on this 4th one that we're doing here. Pushing all the way around, good. And hip comes back, press as far back as you can, and now it doesn't feel so worrisome, does it? And come to your neutral position. Good. Take a hold of the back leg, bring it in, and let's go straight forward with those legs. We're going to flex your feet and do a little action of walking with our hips here. Hands are behind, so push that right hip forward. It causes your body to twist towards the left there. Come back and switch and push the left hip forward. The legs are straight. You're pushing out through the heel. And keep going. So again, this is sort of a walking motion. Other side. And it helps to have your body be able to integrate any kind of stretching that we've been doing that it's not used to. And push over to the other side, push it out. Good. We have one more in each direction. Push it out and stretch. And push it out and stretch. Good. Let's come back to a neutral position. Relax the legs. Let's open the legs as far as you can go. And I don't expect you to be as flexible as me. So I want you to go to your point where you feel like there's some stretch happening. Your legs might be bent. Okay? And we're going to start with our feet pointed. And we're going to just rock through the hips side to side, which is going to give you a little stretch in the inside thighs. So we're rocking to the right, push through, rock to the left, rock to the right, and rock to the left. 2 more. And rock to the right. Rock to the left, and rock to the right, and to the left. And we're going to repeat that with flexed feet. So put yourself in neutral position, flex the feet, and once again, rocking to the right, and rocking to the left, and rocking to the right, and rocking to the left. So you can see how the work that we do with our hips is aiding you in being able to make this rock motion, which helps you stretch the inside thighs. Once more, reach over and reach over. Good. Come back to a neutral position. Let's point our feet. Let's reach our right hand out along the right leg. And then this hand, left hand, is going to reach over and add a little weight as you stretch over to the side, but we're trying to maintain the hip down. So we're reaching and stretching. Bring the arm down, nose overhead, and let's take it to the other side. So from here, we're sliding and we're reaching out, adding that weight,
Good. And bring that arm down. Let's take it to the other side. Slide, reach. As the arm goes out, we're adding weight, keeping the opposite hip on the floor, feeling a stretch in many places. And coming up, arm comes down and through, and stretch, and reach. All the way out. Good. Coming up right. Now we're going to take that again with the flex foot and start to the left. So from here, back straight, slide this hand, and this time we're going to reach this arm over to give the arm a chance to feel that weight as it goes over into that stretch. And remember, this hip is still down. Now we're going to bring that arm through, come up, slide, use your breath, reach, and stretch. Both hips are down. You may find that you're able to go over to the side more. And your side body may feel like it's getting much looser, and your inside thighs might feel like they are too. So we're reaching out and stretch, good, and coming up and reaching to this side, all the way out, and lengthen, good. Coming up to an upright position, and relax those legs. Let's bring the legs together, and then just shake them out. We're going to go once more into that open position, but I want to give your legs a bit of a rest for a moment, and then move into your wide position from here. You've got your divine flesh out from underneath. We're going to point our feet. And this time we're going to do a twisting curve. So we want to keep this hip down as we twist the upper body, and then we're going to roll the head down and curve. Sliding the hands out there, hips stay down, breathing. Now you're going to feel a stretch on the back side here, as well as a stretch in the inside thighs of the legs. Sliding the hands up as you roll up. You can engage the abdominals to help you get that spine up. Twist, and let's go to the other side. Feet are pointed. Legs are rotated out. Drop the head down. Slide with the hand. Keeping the back hip on the floor as you slide down. Going to your limit. What works for you? Where are you noticing the stretch? Some of you may feel it in your neck and your upper shoulder area. And then coming back up, you can walk your hands up or slide them up and come up right. We have one more set with the pointed feet. Twist to the right and roll down. Slide and stretch. Maybe you can get a little farther over this time. And then walk or slide the hands up as you roll the spine upright. Coming to an upright position. Twist and let's go to the other side. Tall backs to begin with, then we roll, slide, drop down. Go to your point where you feel is the optimum stretch. And again, your legs may be bent, but you're dropping down towards that left knee. And then walk or slide, rolling up through the spine, come to your neutral position, and let's flex our feet and repeat that. So we're twisting, keeping this hip down, rolling down through the top of the body. Opposite hip stays on the floor. Elbows are dropping towards the floor. Your knees might be bent still. But see where you can feel this. If you can get a little bit more into that stretch. And then coming back up, rolling, lift, and upright. Twist, let's go to the other side. And roll down. Sliding through. All the way as far as you can go. Hands are down, you're still breathing, opposite hips on the floor. Tucking the chin into the chest. And then come upright, pushing through the hands or rolling, sliding, and come upright. We're going to take this one more time with the flexed feet. So we're twisting, dropping down, slide. How far down can you get? Reaching and hang. Maybe this time you feel like you've really gone quite a bit of a distance down towards that leg, opposite hips on the floor, and then coming back up. Reach through that spine, lifting up, twisting to the other side, still pressing out with those heels. Drop the head down, breathing, sliding,
Walking hands, slide, whatever works for you, and dropping down. And then coming back in. Make sure you're still breathing. Doesn't help to hold your breath. And come center. Good. Let's bring those legs back in again and shake them out. And now let's fold our legs. If you feel more comfortable with your legs staying straight out, or you want to modify the position somehow, you can. Still, we're getting the divine flesh out from underneath. And let's just take some side stretches with our legs in this rotated position. Our backs are straight. And so we're going to take a similar kind of thing. Elbow reach down as we did when our legs were open. And we're going to reach to the side, keeping the hip down. So we're expanding through that side body once again. Coming up, pushing the bottom hand to help you come up. And we're going to rock and go over to the other side. Both hips are staying down. Just enjoying this nice little gentle, more gentle stretch here to the side. Let's take that once more in each direction. Reach, slide, over. Good. Going as far as you can. And letting that head be heavy. Don't hold the neck. Let that head drop. So you're going over to the side and stretch. Good. Push with the hand, coming up right. And let's bring the arms down. Let's take a variation on the first exercise we did. Obviously, we're not bending our knees, but let's reach the arms out and up. Head comes up right, backs are straight, backs of the hands are together. Push it out and let the head come down, chin to the chest. Let's repeat that. So elbows are bending as you come up, as the head comes, lifting up. You could pair some breathing with this as well. And exhale and drop and come down. Let's take two more. Just to quiet things down. Lift, breathe, up, inhale, exhale, chin down, back straight. And last time, we're reaching up, lift, up. And this time we're going to put our hands, palms together, and exhale and bring our hands into our heart chakra. Thank you very much for joining with me on this more basic and foundational stretch class, and I hope that it's helped you feel like you've released and opened up and, in fact, have created more space and length in your body. Have a great day.